So you guys touched on some of the rewards. Any other rewards come from the process for you?
Yeah. So for me, two very great two rewarding aspects, both of them kind of sort of along the same line. Um, of watching them kind of sort of what was it in ABCD? The spirit of the pond coming awakening. Yeah, so to see that actually happen in a couple of them. Like for instance, last week in Kristen's neighborhood, they had a little challenge with their principal around field day. And so to watch her use ABCD principles and didn't even realize that that what she was doing was so amazing for me. And, so it was rewarding to point that out. The principal kind of disinvited them to field day.
Mm.
Some of the community members were a little upset about that and they reached out to her. And instead of her taking the whole thing and trying to make it happen, she asked them, well, what do you think we should do about it? The community members came up with an idea. They were going to have their own field day on the same day across the street. They were going to pull their kids out or whatever. And instead of her creating the flyer and reaching out to the resources and connecting and making this happen, she pulled everybody in. They created a group chat and they worked this out together. And she did this with her community instead of for her community. Like she stepped in, she didn't take over as the community health worker or anything. She was a fellow parent of a special needs child, and we're going to come up with something. And so somebody had some resources, somebody else had some connections, somebody else had a relationship with a council person, and collectively they got together and came up with an idea and worked together. And then the principal called them a threat because they organized something in 24 hours. Um, but it was because she didn't try to do all of the lifting on her own. She organized the group and she kind of stepped back and she just let it organically form. The leader stepped up and all of that. And so to actually see that when I know that in the past, she's been trying to do all of this community stuff on her own. So for her to be able to experience what that was like, and her thing was kept saying, can't believe it worked. I can't believe it actually happened. And the principal ended up recanting and saying that it was just a miscommunication and all of these things. And so for her as an organizer and the community as a collective voice to get that victory like that, and to be so excited. And so that's why I have no doubt that she's gonna keep on with this because she actually got to see how this does work, you know, how the process does work and how you empower and give voice, energy to and motivate your community. Yeah. And so yeah, something like that is just rewarding to me. And yeah,
That
of
sounds
course,
very
Amber and her
rewarding.
connection with Monica and how excited she is about the opportunities that's coming down and all that she's gonna learn from this lady that's a pioneer in the ABCD practitioner process. And so yeah, that was really, really rewarding for me.